Hi, this is Brian Jobe, Technical Trainer for Parts Now, bringing you another Parts Now tech tip. You know, I travel across the country doing training seminars and training classes for our customers and technicians, and we were recently in Davenport, Iowa. Shout out to you guys, you're a great crew. We were working on a lot of different printers, but one of the models we were working on was a CP4025, CP4525. We were taking these to the bare frames, taking all the components off, all your boards, your scanners, your drive assembly, including your main drive and your fuser drive assembly. So this was basically just a shell. We put it all back together in our training class and powered it up. Powered up beautifully. We thought, great, we're in good shape here with this one. We were working, I think we had four different units at the time. This was the first one that got finished. So we powered it up. It powered up to ready, printed a configuration page. Beautiful, great. Let's print a color page because now you know on this machine the configuration page does not print in color. It only prints in black and white. So we printed a color page. We had a yellow or magenta. We had a solid color background on the color prints. Very strange. So we thought, well, okay, did we get something back together wrong? Was there something not seated properly? Let's go back through our troubleshooting skills and try to figure out what was going on here. So let me show you. When we go into the configuration, information menu, let's okay. We print a supply status page. That's not supposed to be yellow. That's supposed to be a white background. So if you'll notice, you can't even see the yellow down here because the whole background's yellow. But if we print a configuration page, well, look at there. Works just fine. No problem at all. It's all just like it's supposed to be because there's no color on this page. Okay, so we know we're having a color issue now. The trick here is to figure out where it's coming from. You know, if we follow our troubleshooting skills that we've learned in the past, if we go through the menu and diagnostics and do a disable cartridge check, swap cartridges, we did all that and the problem stayed with the slot. So that tells us we got a connection issue somewhere or a board that's failed, either in high voltage. One thing to look at is you'll notice right down the edge of the page here, it's got a solid straight line. So it's printing within the parameters. So that kind of tells you that it's getting this signal from somewhere telling it to print this yellow background, okay? So next thing we're going to try is an engine test, okay? We're going to find out if the formatter is causing this problem or if it's the print engine itself. So the way we do that, let's turn it around back here. Get it around where you can see. If you look at the very back, there's a little pinhole right here. Okay, when it's in the ready state, you can push the pinhole. It'll immediately start working. That's going to print an engine test, separate from the formatter. So it takes the formatter completely out of the equation. All right, what do we have here? Well, no yellow background. See, what we have is we have 4 consecutive color lines, your black, magenta, cyan, and yellow, and they're repeating. All right, so this tells us we're not having a problem with the engine. This is formatter related. So let's start looking back down that process. Okay, first thing we want to do, let's identify the formatter. Your formatter is right here on your side, okay? We're going to turn the machine off. Okay. Let's let power all the way down. Go ahead and unplug it. Now you have 2 thumb screws here. I'm going to undo these thumb screws. And your formatter should slide right out. All right, easy enough. Now what you're looking for is your contacts right here that make contact with your DC controller. You're looking to make sure that they're good and clean. There's no damage to them. What I have done is I've actually put a piece of tape on here to simulate the problem. And now I got to get this tape off. Here it goes. Okay, now we're going to make sure it's all good and clean. Okay, now we're going to come back, re-slide this in. Make sure it's seated real good. And tighten down your thumb screws. All right, now we're going to power it back up. If you know this machine at all, you know we're going to be waiting in a little while. So while it's firing back up, what we hope to see here is that this has solved the problem. What I've also seen with this kind of connection issue with the formatter and DC controller, you can get blank pages out of it, you can get 49 errors, you can get a lot of different things when that formatter is not seated properly. So anything having to do with the formatter, reseat that formatter first. Check your contacts, clean them, make sure you're getting a good solid contact before moving on to replacing the formatter. It's powering up now. Okay, now we're ready. Let's go back into information menu, and we're going to print the supply status page like we did before. That'll tell us if it's working with colors now. And look, we have a perfect printout. So now this is the way it's supposed to look. Okay, so now we've learned if you have an issue like this that's you're getting print quality issues, try reseating that formatter. A lot of times it's a communication problem or a connection problem in that formatter before you replace it, because that can always be the problem. Also, if you're interested in more information about our Parts Now training, go to our website at www.partsnow.com for a list of training in your area, and possibly we could come to your area. So good information there. So that's your Parts Now tech tip. Thank you for your time.